So it's All Souls Day. So a little bit of Latin. De mortuis nihil nisi bonum. About the dead, we should never say anything but good. Today, All Souls Day is about praying for deceased relatives, friends, and especially the forgotten souls in purgatory. This is a particularly difficult homily to deliver for two reasons. First, it touches on a topic that most of us don't like to hear about, death and what happens after. We know we can't avoid it, but most of us think if we don't talk about it, it won't happen, at least not for a long time. And second, I'd like to talk about purgatory. One reason it's difficult to speak about purgatory is the tendency today to say nothing but good about a deceased person. Go to an average Catholic funeral today and listen to all of the wonderful virtues of the deceased. You might say to yourself, well, why don't we just canonize her right now? Purgatory, among all the mysteries and beliefs of the Church, makes perfect sense as a doctrine. How many of us think we will be perfect when we die? Unless you're the Virgin Mary. You will have to acknowledge that even the best of us sin 7 times a day, as they say, and so are far from perfect. Let me give an example from real life. In the first 2 years of college during the summertime, I worked in a cement factory making septic tanks and burial vaults. The more expensive burial vaults were lined with asphalt. So by the end of a typical workday, my clothing and I were completely covered in cement, and often with cement mixed with asphalt. At the end of the day, my clothing had to be tossed into the laundry to be cleaned, and I had to thoroughly shower to get the cement out of my hair. I had more of it then. And the asphalt and cement from my hands and face and arms. All of this cleansing had to take place before I was presentable enough to come to the table for dinner. And on those days, that work made me really ravenous for the evening meal. As we make our way through life, it's not only cement and asphalt. It's all the ways in which we have hurt others, we've sinned, been selfish, offended God and neighbor. In so many ways, we've been less than perfect. We may have gone to confession and been absolved from all these sins. Thank God for that. But when we die, if we are not the Blessed Virgin Mary, we have all the stains of sin and challenges of life still clinging to us. We carry those with us into the next life. And the scriptures remind us that we must be thoroughly pure to come into the presence of the living God. So purgatory makes perfect sense to me. Coming to purgatory will fill each of us with incredible joy because our salvation at that point is assured. We know we're in. And at the same time, there's this washing, this cleansing, this purgation, if you will, that still needs to take place in our souls before we are ready to come into the presence of God and enjoy his glory for all eternity. That community with this God who loves us so much that he would die for us. Every time we celebrate the Holy Eucharist, we are praying for all those who have fallen asleep, members of our families, and so many others who have fallen asleep in the hope of rising to new life. Amen. That's what we do today.